What's good, YouTube? The only M&A16 here today with another video, and today we topped locals. We went X1. It was fairly decent size. We got ourselves a few extra packs, and what we did it with Phantom Knights. So we're just gonna get right into it. 3 Torn Scales. You can ditch a resource out of your hand, send a Phantom Knight card from deck to graveyard, and just start your combo off. And then when a Phantom Knight card is banished, so you banish a trap, you banish a monster, this is in graveyard, you special summon it back, it leaves the field. If you use this effect, when it leaves the field and uses the effect, it banishes instead, but you play other cards to where you just make exceed monsters, so you keep at least 1 live in the graveyard at all times, once per turn. We play 2 Ancient Cloaks. 2 I feel is like the right number for Ancient Cloaks. Search, everything like that, and you play 1 card in the extra deck will allow you kind of abuse just having 2. Next, we play 3 copies of Silent Boots, Search, Spell, and Trap. Set up for next turns or to advance game state, depending on where you're at in your game. And then the fact that if you control a Phantom Knight monster, special summon this once per turn, it's pretty nice. 1 Gloves, just to trigger Boots and to send another monster to the graveyard that you may need to get combo advantage. 1 Stained Greaves, fun interaction. You can search this with Cloak. Search for this with Cloak. Trigger your Torn Scales in graveyard, summon it, and because Torn Scale summons, this will summon out of the hand, so it's nice. It's another extender. And then if, depending on where you're at in the combo, for some reason you search a copy of Silent Boots or something you've already played this turn, then you can use it as an extender, or you already used effect special summon this turn, you use it as an extender, and you can banish it from the graveyard to special summon that. That's pretty busted. And that's it for the Phantom Knight aspect. Then Triple Tour Guide, it's at 3, you play it. Helps make a lot of ranks and exceed monsters that you may need. For the other targets besides themselves, we play 1 Edgem Saber, 1 Graph, 1 Seer. Seer is nice with Cherubini to make Rusty Bardiche. So if you use 2, like if you go Tour Guide, summon Edgem Sabers, and you open one of these in hand, you can summon back the Edgem Saber by sending that to the deck, to the top of the deck, and then you can activate Cherubini to send the Graph from the deck to then summon the Seer, and then you can just combo on before there. You can go into Appaloosa, or you can go into Rusty with Seer, and kind of the same with Appaloosa, where Seer will trigger to bring back a BA from graveyard, and you just bring back Cherubini, so you have another link fodder resource. In worst case scenario, a bait for a hand trap, as some people may not want you to get the Cherubini back out of the deck, or out of the graveyard. Excuse me. We play 3 Cogmution Knight. You're summoning a lot of 3s, just a perfect extender. The other 2 extenders I play that seem to do well when I actually open them, that you could actually probably cut these cards and the deck will still do the same, is Psychic Tracer and Psychic Wilder. They're just another card to where if you bait the hand trap with Tour Guide and you happen to have these in hand, you can still continue the combo off. For hand traps, we play 3 Ash, Rose Extensor, and then the bricks. You play Dragoons. I don't like playing Dragoons in a Dante build because you mill the Red Eyes, Fusion, Red Eyes, or Dark Magician, then you kind of got dead cards, but that's the price you pay for Yu-Gi-Oh! Spells, the only 3 of I play is Allure of Darkness. You're banishing, you have darks, you play multiples, so this is pretty good. And then 1-ofs, 1 Foolish, 1 Harpy, 1 Rhoda, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Rank Up Magic, best card. The fact that you can make Dark Requiem without having to lose materials, or you use the effect of Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon, is phenomenal. And then the 1 Red Eyes Fusion. Small monster, or small spell count. Then for traps, I play for Phantom Knights 1 Wing and 3 Fogblade. Fog Blade is obvious. You stop your monster from being attacked or attack and negate their effects. Also, once per turn, you can banish a copy of this from the graveyard to reborn a Phantom Knight monster. That's the same with wings. But also, if you actually have to play set wings, you can give your monster 500 attack. But mainly, if you just get this to the graveyard by either ditching it for Dragoon's Negate or by sending it to the graveyard, the fact that you can just banish, summon Phantom Knight, and then continue to combo off. It's pretty nice. If I added one spell card, I would want to maybe add a main deck a copy of Call by the Grave. That might be a change I make. Then the last trap would be the other hand trap, Infinite Permanence. I still like playing 3 of these, especially in this deck. Your opponent tries to go ham, and this is a good way to, if you're going second, to have something to counteract with your opponent. Because this deck can go first and second. It's very versatile. And then for the extra deck, we have obviously Red Eyes Dragoons, great card, negate, pop, burn, all that fun stuff. Predaplant to make it, one Cherubini to send, and just an extender. It's combo piece. One IP Masquerena because we are degenerate, and this is how we beat some of the hard decks. Decks that bring out either Dragoons or monsters, and then you already baited out the negate for Dragoons if you're using IP. Kind of get ahead of myself. One Rusty Bardiche, you don't need more than one. I understand it's off the ban list, but you are only going to make this once, and then you can recycle it. And then if your opponent banished it for a reason, if you're at a state where your opponent banishes this, you're going to lose that game anyway. If you're going second, or depending on how the board is set up, I definitely still play the Bull Sword because of OTK potential. And it's a dark, so if you lock yourself in the darks with the Phantom Knight Breakup Sword, then you can still make this. One Appaloosa, because it's the Bow Goddess, you're going first, your opponent has a nib, or you know your opponent's playing something that's going to stop your combo. You can make this on the 5th summon, for the most part. Kind of like just like in old BA decks, this is going to be the 5th card summon. Underworld. Yes, I love Underworld Goddess. The fact that you can link with your opponent's monster. So if your opponent has Dragoons, your opponent has any of the Sacred Beast, anything like that. If you manage to spam 4 monsters or a monster with 2 link rating and 2 other monsters, you can go, okay, bam, link summon, use your monster, link 5, bam, problem solved. And the fact that it has to be targeted for it to be affected by anything, and the fact that it can negate a graveyard reborn, so to speak, is pretty nice. For the Exceeds, we play 2 Break Sword. It's a good number. I like it. The fact that this will allow you to go into some of your Exceed plays, handle cards, is just nice. And then Fun Interaction. If you have Rusty and you've already properly summoned one and used this effect, and you haven't used Rusty, you can actually use Fog Blade to bring this back to a zone Rusty points to, and then trigger Rusty because it's special summons, not Exceed, but Rusty will trigger on special summons. So whether it's an Exceed summon or just this special summoning back to a zone Rusty points to, you can trigger Rusty. So that's pretty nice. One Olivia the Sea Dragon. When you're comboing off, you can make this to bring back one of your banished Phantom Knights, and then you can either go into Verte and Aconda, or that's how you extend to get into IP Masquerena. But what you're essentially doing is you're setting up your graveyard for next turn by returning the already used banished Phantom Knight monster back to the field, so you have it for next turn. So it's more of a resource game, and that's why you do it. And you can also target any level 4, so you just like, they have something you need or anything like that, then boom. My favorite ulti, followed by the other favorite ulti, Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon. We play this not because it can half your opponent's monster's attack, but because now, due to the other rank up card, you summon this, search the rank up, play it on this, banish a dark, and then make Dark Requiem Sea Dragon, and it will be has 3 negates. It's just extremely powerful. And the fact that you can make an opponent's monster go to 0 and gain their original attack, this can help OTK as well. And then the other, depending on how your game state is, Raider's Knight, and then Dark Rebellion Sea Dragon. There will be cases where you may have already done this and somehow you're still in the grind, and if you can make another Break Sword and trigger Break Sword, you use the 2 level 4 Phantom Knights to make this, and then D uses effect to just go into this 3k beater, and you could use effect or you can just like beat your opponent. So like you get rid of their last problem card, they only have like 3,000 left, and then you just go boom, boom, boom. And yeah, that's all she wrote. So anyway, guys, make sure that if you like this deck profile, give it a like. I am the one, the only M816. Sorry for all the mispronunciations. This is me filming this video late at night, so I do apologize. Make sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be doing more videos on this channel. Yeah, and I understand that people really want this card banned. Oh, so pretty. Glare is real. Alright, guys. There's always a movement, and until next time, YouTube, deuces.